try to pull your phone always off.
Yes.
You're always filming about random things.
How's it going with the volunteers today?
Good.
Dobro.
Dobro, super dobro. This group have done. Look at them. Look how much work.
Wow.
You need to take photos of this group. I think they deserve like proper photo shoots.
Okay.
Right, guys. Jock's gonna take photos of you.
Just act naturally.
I came from Illinois. I did about 2 years of research before I came here. Saw a video of Bosnian pyramids, which I had never heard of. At that time, of course, like most people, I thought of pyramids, I thought Egypt and Mexico. Kind of went down the rabbit hole from there, learned what this was about, learned about all the energy properties and energy phenomenon that's being found here, and felt something in my soul to take me there. Today, we're clearing the northern face of the Sun Pyramid. So this has been cleared by previous groups.
So this is just the soil that was here because the vegetation became soil?
This is like natural, and this is the fill up that they used when they covered it.
The clay. So they covered the concrete with clay.
Yeah.
Here's the concrete.
They use this to cover it, I guess. I don't want to say it's natural anymore.
For them to either build these blocks and bring them up here or actually form concrete on an angle like this is some kind of technology we have no idea, because modern concrete would slide. It would flow like water at first.
Because at the end you know everybody's name.
Yeah. It's just like we gotta have to It's truly overwhelming, especially when you sit at the top of the Sun Pyramid and you look across the valley and see all the structures together, and just the material and effort that, for all we know, may have not been a lot of effort to these people.
That's a good point too.
You know,
They might have been a piece of cake for them, you know.
They could have built it in a day for all we know.
It looks like it was easy for them, but for us it would be virtually impossible.
Of course. I mean, the amount of heavy equipment that you would try to have to drag up the side of a hill, you couldn't even do it, because most likely you need some kind of heavy lift helicopter, and they wouldn't be able to bring up the excavators you needed, the cranes you needed to move these things.
That one block, the big one, what helicopter is going to try to move that thing? No helicopter.
I don't think there's a helicopter capable.
You need like 8 helicopters
to do any kind, to make it in any kind of time. Yeah, it would still be slow, very extremely slow process.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, I have to change. Show not dice.
Left, right, left, right.
Yeah.
You need material.
More. Pretty good. Show not dice.
Left, right.
Yeah.
You can only assume with the amount of energy being produced at this monument, at this machine, that this thing is probably working at 1%, 5% of its capability. Imagine when it was actually maintained, fully erect, and being operated by the people that knew how to operate it, what this kind of thing was capable of doing.
Yeah.
And
for some reason, the archaeological orthodoxy still says there's no pyramids in Bosnia. So that's kind of weird.
I think you have you have people trying to protect their livelihood and their reputations and their ego mostly, because I don't think you can call yourself a true scientist if you're not continually trying to pursue truth. And for hundreds of years, the world was flat. Now we laugh at it, you know.
Just a moment.
Good. Mohammed, good picture.
Yes. Look at me, guys. Roman history. Alright.
All right.
All right.
Only 2? Can't you take 4, Sean?
I'll take with mine.
You can go.
Pyramid.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Live in its energy and drink its water.
Yes.
It looks like some chicken.
That's a technique, yeah.
I mean, they must have poured these, but then like you were saying before, how did they get them to be so flat?
And they fired them. So
Right.
you would need
Right.
kilns, you would need other things to heat these things. I mean, for all we know, what they used to heat these up wasn't fire. There's some other kind of element that would be able to heat them up, some kind of chemical reaction inside that's happening. Much like concrete today, when it settles, it gives off heat. This could just been, it's such a rapid process that as soon as they poured it, it fired itself and it hardened. We don't know. I mean, that's just me, twisting my gears.
Well, the institutes that have analyzed this say it was hardened with heat to
4 to
900
500.
degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah.
But that's our analysis of what we think must have happened.
And that's all we can assume. We don't know. It's like you can get all the ingredients of a cake, but if you don't know how to make the cake, it'll never come out the same way.
Right.
If you don't add certain ingredients at certain times, certain temperatures, it won't have the same reaction and it'll probably crumble. So
Yeah.
they did the formula is what's lost. We can understand what the ingredients, but we don't have the recipe.
And they might have used sound to heat it up.
Absolutely.
They want to finish one section. Yeah?
Break. Break from You understand?
Pronunciation.
They won't stop.
Yeah, this is a vibration. I tell them break and they just keep going.
Yeah.
You have the layers of clay and then you have the sandstone, but even the sandstone you have layers, rows of sandstone. So not only do you have layers like this, but you have layers like that.
Right.
So you can get from all angles, it's three-dimensional.
Right.
So I mean I can show you on the pyramid of the moon, where they have one layer of sandstone, then it splits, another layer of sandstone and another layer of sandstone.
Right.
So it's each one of those also are capturing energy this way, not just
Yeah.
that way, It's like a grid,
Maybe the clay is like more of just an earthquake mitigator, and the sandstone is there with the crystalline memory sticks inside of it,
Yeah,
capturing stuff, capturing history or whatever. I don't know, information, whatever.
And even the clay could be like a certain type of conductor for it,
Oh yeah,
That's
true too.
The material in the clay, should be really looked at in its conductivity and does it give out anything electromagnetic or anything?
Yes. So we could make little pyramids, one with clay, one without clay, one with different substances, and see how the electricity goes through it. It'd be super simple to do.
It's totally plausible because we could put up, we could create mixtures and stuff which could ultimately absorb more energy,
Yeah.
and then allow it to disperse, dissipate, all along, through the way, the curvature, and
But I bet you there's already experiments on the conductivity of clay.
yeah.
Maybe we should stop calling it sandstone and start calling it crystal stone or something, because sandstone makes it sound like common
Boring,
and
yeah.
like
It's not your average
nothing.
sandstone, that's it, Let's get some sandstone, let's see, does it have this crystal geometric formation inside,
Yeah.
Or is it only specific to this place?
Well, I think you know the answer,
Yeah,
right? We already know. That's a great question, which we know the answer to because we've never seen this before, right? I've never seen anything like that,
Yeah.
and especially laid out right next to each other.
Yeah.
It's pretty clear,
Yeah.
bass guitar with next time, a bass to play.
One of the ancient kings, I forgot which they said there's nothing new under the sun. Everything that is has already been. And I think we're really starting, the world is starting to awaken to, you know, I think anybody that comes here can never leave here thinking the same thing about life and our world again. I mean, it is so overwhelming to sit at the bottom of these pyramids and you look up at structures, man-made structures that people thought were mountains for thousands and thousands of years. The universe revolved around the earth, and now we laugh at it. And yet you still have people in the establishment that don't want to agree what this is, and I think it's a control issue, because what this is capable of doing is giving everyone in the world a better life. It's free energy, it's clean energy, it's healing energy. And if what we have all learned, that the establishment and whoever runs this planet don't want us healthy, don't want us united, and don't want us getting anything for free. There's a price for everything. So
and they channel all the, they make sure that they channel their resources through thin bottlenecks, and then we have to pay for that bottleneck.
Absolutely.
Instead of, you know.
And healthcare, I'm a firefighter paramedic. I'm in the healthcare system, and the money's not in curing, it's in treatment. If you get cancer, they don't want you to cure you. They want to treat you, because they can drag that out for years.
And test you and test you and test you.
Over and over again. And, you know, I think anybody that goes to those tunnels and breathes that air one time and will change your life.
Which tunnels are we talking about?
The Ravine tunnels that actually, the labyrinth that's connected to all these pyramids, all of them have labyrinths. All major pyramids, the large ones throughout the world, have labyrinths under them. And the energy properties being found in these tunnels, the healing energy, the clean air, the purified energy, the negative ions being produced in these caves, like I said, you cannot explain it unless you've been there and breathed the air. You've never breathed air like that, and you've never felt better about being in a dark cave. It's kind of funny that you're in a cave, dingy, and there's water and you know, things in there, and you don't want to leave. So I think anybody that comes to this place, if you go down the way and see the giant granite spheres and the tumulus and the pyramids, I mean, it makes you feel so small, and you start to realize that our culture as human culture is far, far older, and we've been far more advanced than we've ever been today. People think we're at the pinnacle, and in reality, when they teach us in school that advanced civilization started 8,000 years ago, we must actually start to believe that it ended 8,000 years ago. What we are now is the survivors of whatever cataclysm buried these things, and it makes you feel pretty small, and it kind of should make you angry to realize how bad we've been lied to our whole lives, and how we've been divided and conquered by a very small group of people. And I think the fact that the people are waking up, and the fact that people like us that come here, that Dr. Samir was wise enough to understand that keeping elite science and keeping foundation funded money out of this, that the control is kept with the people, and the people come here and clean this just like it was built. It really connects you to the pyramid when you're digging through it with your hands. This is our history. This is everybody's history. They're found across the world, a civilization that dominated the world. At one time, a world empire. Atlantis, whatever you want to call it, that's written in every single script, major civilization throughout the world, talks about how the knowledge came from heaven, and at one time the flood destroyed everything. You know, people want to claim ancient aliens and all this stuff, but for all we know, we could be the aliens that came here. I think when you come here, the main point you can take is that literally, at the definition of the word, anything is possible.
Because that's the only way they could actually create, because they couldn't create out of mass production. They
Right.
had to be created out of being able to manipulate, Mother Nature,
Right.
Because
But who was the grand designer? Who was the person who knew? Or were they all just working through the feeling of the energy? Like, do you think they just felt where the energy was needed to be?
And someday we'll have like an instrument that can tell us, okay, this is a very energetic part of the Earth.
Yeah.
This would be a good place to build something like that, and then we would have mapped up the whole Earth
Right.
and its
Right.
geometric grid as
Right.
well, because it has a geometric grid. And once we do that, we'll be able to point all these energetic places as well. It's going to be all connected. It will be all in the technology and computers and everything, so
Right.
it'll be like kind of a standard knowledge in the end
Right.
that everybody knows. Eventually it'll be something that
Yeah.
will be part of the education and is quite normal, you know. We terraform the earth, this is what we do, we take the steps, we have these materials, and you know, if we want to create consciousness, you know, through a pyramid, then we know what we have to do, you know, with materials, and you know, it's like, I think they knew all of this, and then somewhere along the line we just went into this dark age again and just became, just forgot everything, just fell asleep, and you know, and now we're just remembering it.
Are you gonna like post this thing or something like that?
Oh yeah. Okay.
I said to Leo that he's going to be an archaeologist when he's older, maybe. He's very good at digging.
Maybe, yeah, he has a good feeling.
Yeah, there's a few ways to